Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headache stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it, and I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Hey guys, how you going? How are we all? Hey, out to lunch, how you going? Alex, how you going? I am Kai, how you going? What have we got? Much love, guys. I'll watch the video drop later. May God, the creator of creation, bless and keep us all. May the force be with you. You too, I am Kai. Who else have we got here? Simone, how you going? Darren, how you going? George, how you going? Carl, how you going? MM, how you going? Kevin, how you going? Fred, how you going? King Snowball, how you going? Who else we got? D-Lee, how you going? Oh, just jumped. Chat's jumping already. The chat's having a little dance here. Okay, Dennis Beers, how you going? Okay, now everyone's here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the bookmarks on Twitter. I realised the other day when I did the live stream it's not as good because you can't see my expressions. I'm very animated in the face, so it's much better when you can see the animation. Malcolm Roberts said, looks like they've got a set of really solid principles there. This is Mercedes-Benz in the Western nations, and this is Mercedes-Benz in the Middle East. Do you see the difference? Look at the colour. Rainbow colour, silver. BMW in the Western nations and BMW in the Middle East. In the Western nations, it's got all the colours. You know what that means. Pride run amok. Cisco, look at Cisco in the Western nations and Cisco in the Middle East. Lenovo in Western nations and Lenovo in the Middle East. Bethesda and in Western nations and Bethesda in the Middle East. Look how they censor it for the Middle East. It's pretty sus if you ask me. Anyway, we know what they're doing. Matthew for Truth said Gresham Whitmer arrested, charged with... I don't know if this is true or not. Real Raw News. Charged with treason. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer was arrested Tuesday while heading home to the governor's mansion from a vacation rental in Grand Haven on the coast of Lake Michigan, where she spent Memorial Day weekend with friends and family. A source in General Eric M. Smith's office told Real Raw News. A Marine reconnaissance platoon from Camp Pendleton stopped Whitmer's vehicle near Interstate 96 in Coopersville. They showed a shocked and puzzled Whitmer a military arrest warrant. Oh, well, this is the underground news, I'm thinking. Underground news. The Whitmer we caught appears to be the real Whitmer. No indicators of cloning were found, our source said. I don't know. Oh dear. I know it could be possible, but just be wary. Be wary. That's all I'm saying. James Lindsay Gospel Quota said Groomer Awareness Month. Oh my God. Understanding resilience strategies among minor attracted individuals. I think I've shown this before. Alison Walker, PhD. Yeah, keep an eye on this one. John J. What is it? Where was that? Okay. One of you might be able to tell me where that is. Wall Street Silver said ex-CIA officer John Stockwell explains how the CIA manipulates public opinion through the press. Operation Mockingbird. Many in the legacy corporate media work for the government as paid assets. 400 plus journalists. Germs. Yeah, they are. Journalists working with the CIA. Here's an older video. How many government agencies are now working at social media companies and the media? This was a long time ago. Okay, let's have a listen.
There are other functions, however, some of them more legitimate than others. One is to run secret wars. Another thing is to disseminate propaganda to influence people's minds. And this is a major function of the CIA. And unfortunately, of course, it overlaps into the gathering of information. You have contact with a journalist, you will give him true stories, you'll get information from him, you'll also give him false stories. You also work on their human vulnerabilities to recruit them in a classic sense, to make them your agent so that you can control what they do, so you don't have to set them up sort of, you know, by putting one over on them. So you can say, here, plant this one next Tuesday.
Can you do this with responsible reporters?
Yes, the Church Committee brought it out in 1975, and then Woodward and Bernstein put an article in Rolling Stone a couple of years later. 400 journalists cooperating with the CIA, including some of the biggest names in the business, to consciously introduce the stories into the press.
Well, give me a concrete example of how you use the press this way.
Well, for example, in my war, the Angola war that I helped to manage, 1/3 of my staff was propaganda. I had propagandists all over the world, principally in London, Kinshasa, and Zambia. We would take stories which we would write and put them in the Zambia Times, and then pull them out and send them to a journalist on our payroll in Europe. But his cover story, you see, would be that he had gotten them from his stringer in Lusaka, who had gotten them from the Zambia Times. But after that point, the journalists, Reuters and AFP, the management was not witting of it. Now, our contact man in Europe was, and we pumped just dozens of stories about Cuban atrocities, Cuban rapists. We didn't know of one single atrocity committed by the Cubans. It was pure, raw, false propaganda to create an illusion of communists, you know, eating babies for breakfast.
There you go. Just let me try something here, guys. Sorry, I've just realised that when I went live the other day, I took the camera off. Add source. There we go. I'm back. Let me just make myself a bit smaller there. Oh, whoop, whoop. Oh, my mouse. I need new batteries again. Okay, bear with me, guys. I'll just try and get myself up in the corner. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, Operation Mockingbird has been going a long, long time. And they're still going, and they're now on social media, and they're on your screens, and they're everywhere. They are influencers on YouTube, I believe, and everywhere else, like Twitter and Facebook and Matt Walsh said, Elon, have you seen the film? What is sensitive about it? There is content widely shared that shows up on feeds every single day that is far more outrageous and offensive than anything in the film. What specifically is the problem with the movie? And the movie is, what is a woman? What is, Matt Walsh is, I'm trying to say it really quick. What is a woman? Okay? Because Elon Musk said commenting and deliberate sharing will be allowed. Sensitive content just won't be pushed to people unless they ask for it or a friend sends it to them. And that's in response to this. Despite Elon Musk promising the real Daily Wire film, What is a Woman, by Matt Walsh, wouldn't be censored, it seems someone at Twitter staff chose to censor it anyway less than 20 minutes after it was posted. You can't even comment. Whoever did this should be fired. Now today, the head of trust and safety at Twitter has resigned. Elon Musk said we're updating the system tomorrow so that those who follow Real Daily Wire will see this in their feed, but it won't be recommended to non-followers, nor will any advertising be associated with it. Okay, this is where Elon Musk responded to Ian Miles Chong as well. Commenting and deliberate sharing will be allowed. Sensitive content just won't be pushed to people unless they ask for it or a friend sends it to them. And people have also said there's been rumours that Elon Musk was in the room when they made this decision. Well, it's a bit hard, he was in China. But anyway, yeah, someone from Twitter head and safety team has resigned today. So that's not half sus. I don't know, it's not the same woman it's not the CEO, the one who came from WEF. That's not the same person. And I'm wondering if there was pressure from that CEO for this person to censor something. Who knows? Or maybe they didn't agree with it and went, oh, that's it. No, I'll resign. Don Lucre, breaker of narratives, said my next tweet will be my Obama thread. You can click the bell. Click the bell? Oh no. On my profile to be notified when I do. And this is while the, hang on, I'll let you listen to it.
We watch or so gallantly streaming, and the rockets wolves bursting in the air. We had poo-poo the night, and our flag, oh, it was still there. Oh, Savior, that star-spangled banner on the banner shall ever wave over the land of the free and the home.
Hey, where's his hand to his heart? Hello? Just standing there with folded hands. Even Hillary, oh God, even as bad as she is, right? Even she's got a hand on her heart. Oh my God. And look, I love normally the US national anthem, but I don't really like it when people take it like, and I don't know, change it. I like it the way it is sung with a crowd of people singing it, you know, not putting all this, anyway, it's not for me to judge, really. Peter Sweden said you cannot make this up. The WHO has just elected the North Korean public health minister to their executive board. They want us under a totalitarian control system. Retweet if you reject the WHO and their globalist agenda. Is there a thread? Please watch this important speech by my friend, Noor bin Laden. She exposes the WHO pandemic treaty right outside the UN headquarters. I'm not going to play it, it's a Rumble video. But yeah, I'll retweet it. Timcast News says, breaking Daily Wires, What is a Woman documentary flagged as hateful conduct. Head of Twitter's Trust and Safety resigns, which I just let you know anyway. Peter Sweden said, climate tyranny. Remember the Dutch farmers and how the government plans on seizing 3,000 farms? Well, now the Irish government is talking about killing 200,000 cows because of climate change. The insanity is spreading. Stand with the farmers. Well, I already do, stand with the farmers. It all comes back to UN Agenda 2030. I recently held a speech at the UN headquarters in Switzerland, exposing their globalist plans. Exposing? Please watch and share this important video on his Rumble channel. Can't exactly do that, but, you know. And if you like my speech, please consider supporting my work by becoming a paid subscriber here on Twitter by going to my profile. Tim Young, her reaction to Biden falling is... Biden fell over again. Okay, this lady here, it's classic. Ready? She walks up to the podium. No, turn around, walk the other way. There he goes off the side there. We've got more footage of that, by the way. We've got a front on view. But meanwhile, in Clown World, what is he talking about? Let's have a listen.
It wasn't all push-ups and cramming for Prague Week, though to set the Guinness Book of Records, world records, most simultaneous push-ups, there had to be an enormous amount of push-ups. Beyond you, but all of you, I think you had some fun along the way. Maybe a good use of your epic passes. That would be reason enough to join. It wasn't all...
Did anyone get that? Did anyone make sense of what he was actually saying? I don't believe I got any of that. Something about a world record of push-ups. P.W. Hillman said, how much more absolute like this do we really have to put up with? Sydney Morning Herald, I believe. New South Wales graduate set to become Australia's first Indigenous female surgeon. Does she look Aboriginal? Not to me. Not to me, she doesn't. So how is she the Indigenous unless she's just claiming to be Aboriginal? Or maybe she's got like 1%. Who knows? I don't see how this is a Indigenous female surgeon. But look, you know, who am I to judge? Again, this is ridiculous. Raw's alerts said breaking. Nearly 10,000 pictures from Hunter Biden's laptop will be released to the public later this afternoon, apparently. Will be. Okay. A trove of photos from Hunter Biden's laptop will be available to the public through a new website that will be launched sometime this Thursday afternoon. The website, BidenLaptopMedia.com, houses almost 10,000 photos spanning from 2008 to 2019 and took months to complete. Several photos containing private information, such as banking details and social security numbers, will be kept private. Additionally, multiple nude photos of Hallie Biden and photos of genitalia have also been redacted. But there's still enough disturbing stuff on that site by now, I'm sure. Okay, really disturbing. From what I've seen, I thought it was disturbing. And I'm not going to show anything because there are children in it. And without pre-recording and blurring the faces out, it'd probably get censored on Rumble as well. Clown Down Under said, go woke, go broke. This is Kmart. So now I'm working down in Melbourne. I walked past this. Now they've got the gay flag in Kmart, so it's not called Kmart. It wasn't called Kmart like... What? They had the week they got the gay Mardi Gras. Now they need a month. Seriously, what's going on with Gay Mart? Okay, so it's Gay Mart now. Oh dear. Not that I have a problem with people who are gay. It's just this shit being pushed in your face is absolutely ridiculous. And as we saw, the companies that are in the Western nations and the Middle East, they have different symbols and insignias and signs and logos Why? Senator Alex Antic said last week the Department of Home Affairs disclosed their arrangement with social media companies to censor Australians. Well, what do you know? I was wondering about this and Five Eyes. So other countries would be spying on people and giving the information to the Australian government to take them down? By any chance? Hello? We were told that it was a request of the Department of Health. That was why my first channel went, I'm sure. Today the Department of Health told me they made no excuses for requesting COVID posts be removed. Another quite extraordinary development in the Australian Twitter files affair. And here we go. Okay, let's have a listen to this. How long does this go? 4 minutes. Whoa, okay.
I'm not aware of anything that we have suggested was dangerous or false that's turned out to be correct.
Touching on the issue of funding though, last week in estimates we learnt, or through a Freedom of Information application, that the Department of Home Affairs were using their platform to seek to censor, I suppose, or make recommendations to social media companies to censor COVID-related posts. They say they did so at the behest of the Department of Health. Can you tell me whose decision that was, when that began, and how much the funding was for that project?
So there was no funding for the project. That was a matter that was about taking advantage. The government made a decision to take advantage of a capability that the Department of Home Affairs already had in place to be able to look broadly across social media that they had in place for various security reasons. We certainly worked closely with them from the Department of Health in terms of the evidence base against which things should be assessed, but there was no sort of funding agreement between us.
They say their funding runs out on the 30th of June. That's funding from a different source?
That would be a matter for the Department of Home Affairs.
Okay. And whose decision was that to commence that project? That to utilise that system with the Department of Home Affairs?
I actually can't recall exactly where the decision came from, but we could check. Sorry.
They never can recall where they got the information from or whatever, right? And they always say they're going to check, but they never get back to anyone, hoping people will forget.
It was during the peak of pandemic.
Just sort of happened.
I think, Senator, we were concerned about clear misinformation being promoted in social media and other channels. Information that on the balance of scientific evidence was clearly incorrect and frankly dangerous.
Yes.
So I don't think, we don't apologise for wishing to, certainly there's a fine line, as I'm sure you're aware, between people, you know, a community member expressing an opinion and someone expressing under the guise of scientific knowledge completely erroneous material. So we don't apologise for wishing to not have, frankly, incorrect and dangerous material circulating.
Would you apologise?
How is that dangerous?
Expressing under the guise of scientific knowledge completely erroneous material. So we don't apologise for wishing to not have, frankly, incorrect and dangerous material circulating.
Would you apologise for things that were taken down that turned out to be correct in hindsight?
Well, I'm not aware of anything that we have suggested was dangerous or false that's turned out to be correct.
Yeah, I think there were a few. There were some relating to transmission, as we've seen today.
I think, Senator, we've had this discussion on many occasions. The vaccines early on, in the earlier strains, were clearly effective in preventing transmission. As strains evolved, they became much less effective in preventing transmission. The effect in preventing transmission is quite small now, but early on in the Alpha strain, the Delta strain, the effect on transmission was probably one of the biggest factors in controlling the Delta outbreak in New South Wales in late 2021. They did work on transmission early on. They still work very, very poorly on transmission. We'd have to agree with that. The effect in transmission is very short-lived, and it's not the reason we're vaccinating people now. We're vaccinating people now to stop severe disease. But to say that they did not impact on transmission is a lie. They did impact on transmission, and the effect is much less than
For
it was.
the vast majority of that time, though, we were dealing with Omicron, for which it was not effective in terms of transmission. So
not as effective, no, not as effective, and it certainly didn't stop transmission, but even now the vaccines have a short-lived effect in transmission, which is very short-lived, and we acknowledge that. And so the strategy around vaccination is not to stop transmission, it is to stop people dying, and it's got a 93% efficacy in preventing death from COVID. These vaccines are very effective.
And still safe, you say?
And still safe,
Well,
yes.
Yes. You're still clinging to the fact that they're safe?
Every vaccine, we've discussed this on many occasions, every vaccine has some adverse effects, and we know that a very small number of people tragically had severe complications with the AstraZeneca vaccine, not nearly as many people would advocate, but absolutely but every vaccine has complications. Vaccines have always had adverse effects, but the cost-benefit, the risk-benefit ratio of the COVID vaccines is very much in the favour of their benefit.
He's lying through his teeth. And he said it's not to stop transmission, but to stop disease now, is it? What disease? It's actually, think the opposite of what he's telling you and you're closer to the truth.
That's an entirely different subject, and I entirely disagree with you, and I think that's entirely wrong.
I do too. He's entirely lying through his teeth. Elaine said, have you ever wondered what the... Oh, this one. You meant, tetanus? Yep. Ever wondered what it was for? Let me see if I can...
We ended up finding out, asking all of my attending physicians, infectious disease experts, we found out that, the reason that they told us back then to take it was that when you are walking out in the yard, you have a rusty nail in your foot, the bacteria called tetanus gets in there, and then within minutes to hours, not days or weeks, you could spasm so terribly that you would suffocate to death and fall on the floor and die, like within minutes to hours, which I'd never heard of anyone dying that way. So come to find out that is a lie. No one has died that way. Nobody in the entire world in the history of our written history, right?
Yeah.
So why are they giving it out if that's a lie, right? So I was doing an observation on my rotations in Detroit, Michigan when I was...
And apparently it has to do with reproduction. Stopping it. Seriously. Never get another one of them. Gays Against Groomers said not only is Twitter limiting the visibility of what is a woman, they've now prevented it from being interacted with at all. This documentary is critical for people to see. It changes hearts and minds, wakes people up to grave abuse taking place in the name of transformer rights. Misgendering someone is not hateful content. Advocating for healthy young girls to chop their breasts off is, but guess which one gets slapped with a visibility warning? What a huge disappointment from a platform that promised free speech. Yeah, well, my other account's still banned on Twitter as well, so... banned all over the place. Stupid. Thanks, Australian government and whoever Five Eyes is spying. Telling them. Stu Peters said, what do we need so many humans for? We'll keep them happy with drugs and video games, but it doesn't sound like a very appealing future. Final days. I'll just play a little bit of this, and it goes for a very short amount of time.
And the big political and economic question of the 21st century will be, what do we need humans for? Or at least, what do we need so many humans for?
Do you have an answer in the book?
At present, the best guess we have is keep them happy with drugs and computer games. But this doesn't sound like a very appealing future.
That's what they want. John Boyce said month. A whole effing month. Most causes get 1 day. Sorry, but I don't give a rat's ass about Pride Month. Not at all. Do you? This kafir is awake. Muslim immigrants. We will take Germany by force and impose Sharia law. Homosexuals will be thrown off buildings. Video courtesy. Oh. So that's what they think about. Okay.
Jeder, der sich als Muslim bezeichnet, muss die Scharia wollen auf der ganzen Welt. Ich will die Scharia in Deutschland auf jeden Fall.
Würdest du die deutsche Verfassung aushebeln, wenn du die Gelegenheit hättest?
Auf jeden Fall.
Okay, danke.
Wie zum Beispiel? Wie könnte man jetzt aus Deutschland einen islamischen Staat machen? Wie zum Beispiel?
Laut den Werken ist das so, dass man, wenn man in der Mehrheit ist, wie Sie auch erklärt haben, sind wir dafür befohlen, Deutschland einzunehmen, auf jeden Fall.
Also ist es den Moslem?
So if they're a majority, they can take and overthrow that country. Do you get it? Do you get why the governments are importing fighting age men, mostly? There's a reason for it.
Pflicht, auch Deutschland einzunehmen.
Auf jeden Fall. Ich rede davon, wenn die Muslime in der Überzahl sind, dann, wenn es sein muss mit Gewalt, muss man das Land übernehmen.
Das ist
auf jeden Fall.
Was passiert da mit Homosexuellen?
Wird laut meines, ich glaube, die werden von einem Berg runtergeschmissen.
Also,
ist ein Hadith.
Im Islam
Okay, if our countries get taken over first, guess who's going first? By the look of it. Travis said happening now, an Oklahoma mother has filed a lawsuit against her local school district after her 15-year-old daughter was beat unconscious by a 17-year-old trans student in the girls' bathroom. Last year, the trans student approached the girl in the bathroom and began a confrontation. Other girls attempted to stop it, but they were also punched in the face and said it was hard because you had a man punching you in the face. In Oklahoma, the law states the student must use the bathroom for the gender they're assigned at birth, but the school said they didn't know. Apparently everyone but the school knew. Pathetic. Is there a thread? Is there more? No, just be sure to follow. Liz Churchill said this looks eerily similar to the flags that were everywhere in 1930s Germany. Whoops. Whoops. Bad idea. Not a way to get people on your side. David Wolf said, please listen. Now what's this one?
Woke is Marxism, evolved to attack the West. If you don't understand that, you will not act correctly. You will not cure it, and it will conquer your countries. It will conquer all of Europe, and we will have a very, very long, sustainable, and inclusive future with absolutely no freedom. Because the goal is to make us into what they call global citizens. Have you heard this term? This term is nonsense. There's no global sovereign, so there is no global citizenship. There's no relationship because there's no ruler. And we don't want a ruler of the globe. It's a nonsense term. But they tell you, if you actually read their literature, what is a global citizen? It's somebody, I kid you not, I make no joke. They say this themselves. It's somebody who supports the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations Agenda 2030. That's a global citizen. And they say, what are the rights of a global citizen? This is in a book about global citizenship education published 2 years ago. What are the rights of a global citizen? And the answer, one paragraph later, is we're not that interested in rights with global citizenship. It's more about global responsibilities. In other words, slavery. This is a pivotal moment in the history of the Western world. The model that they are pushing us toward, using the means and mechanisms of that place, is the model we see in China. If you want to know what your future looks like if we don't stop the woke, look at China. Look at the social credit system. Look at the oppression. Look at people disappearing for having the wrong opinions. One of their greatest billionaires, Jack Ma, said the wrong thing about the government and disappeared. A billionaire. If you want to know what the future of Europe and America and the Five Eyes or whatever the countries, it's China. That's the model. So we have to fight back against woke, but to fight back against woke, we have to understand it, and I will close by restating my thesis. Woke as Marxism evolved to take on the West, and it's been very successful so far because we haven't known our enemy, we cannot name our enemy, and I've come here to name our enemy. So thank you for your time and attention and letting me do that.
Woke Marxism. There you go. As at Al-Salim, Sweden, 9-year-old Swedish girl left brain damaged after being savagely attacked, beaten and strangled by a Muslim immigrant. Not a nice picture. Enough is enough, replying to Benny Johnson. Walk Force 1. This is President Biden's walker. Okay? Walk Force 1. I had a little giggle at that one. Gunther Eagleman said he can't read from a teleprompter, he can't walk up a set of stairs, he can't complete a sentence, he shakes hands with ghosts, he trips walking across the stage, he shits his pants, he falls off his bike, he can't eat spaghetti with a fork, and his kid smokes crack. But 4 more years sounds good, lol. Oh dear. The Road Knight said members of Broken Hills Aboriginal community have criticised a decision by its local council to stop paying them for undertaking welcome to country ceremonies. Oh, they're upset, are they? Too bad. They're getting paid for it now. Number 2, I'm heartbroken. I'm spiritually disrupted. I feel detached a little bit from my community. I feel outcasted, Miss Bugme said. Mayor Tom Kennedy said until recently he and many councillors were unaware the service was paid for. For me, a welcome has to be given for it to be truly a welcome as opposed to a paid statement, he said. If you're paying for something, you're paying for a statement. Number 4, but Ms. Bugme said the idea of paying for a welcome to country had been around for as long as she could remember, if not longer. What, before money became a thing? She said youths performing in language were paid a flat rate of $150, more senior representatives $250, and official smoking ceremony costs $300 / $500. I don't know if they mean $300 to $500. Ms. Bugme said it was important to note that those rates were several hundred, even thousands of dollars lower than rates in larger cities like Sydney. Mayor said there's many out there that would do a welcome to country for free. They're turning on themselves. Phil Anthropy said diversity is apparently not a strength anymore. Who knew? After Muslim riots in Sweden, Swedish PM says integration has failed. Immigrants fuel gang crime. Segregation has gone so far that we have parallel societies in Sweden. We live in the same country but different realities. Hello, I could have told you that many years ago. Many years ago. CC said another Florida Disney employee caught in a child corn sting. Florida Polk County Sheriff Unit arrested 8 men, including one Disney employee, in a child corn investigation. Florida Polk County Sheriff, is that Polk County Sheriff? Yes. He's been going for years arresting these people. Sheriff Grady describes the finding as some of the most horrific his detectives have ever seen, and believe me, he's seen a lot. They've discovered thousands of images depicting babies, toddlers and children, images being forced. Oh no. They will be headed to... Oh my God. Thank these men and women, they don't get enough credit for all they do to protect the children. The commercial exploitation of children is very real and happens every day. It must be exposed. Those men have a menagerie of occupants to include a Disney employee. It's a stark reminder of the importance of awareness when it comes to your children's online activities. Sheriff Grady Judd. Now, he has been going for a while. Grady Judd. And the Polk County Sheriff's Office. I know for the last few years, at least 3 or 4, maybe more, that guy has been doing this, busting people all over the place. Pardon me, guys. James Wood said, wait until they turn off your electric car or your electric air conditioner or empty your electronic funds. Are you getting it yet? 4-rant bike abruptly stops because rider's deposit balance suddenly ran out. That's not going to be good. Now imagine you're renting a car and your car runs out and you're stuck in the middle of a freeway somewhere, not going anywhere. Imagine a fire breaks out in your smart home and everything locks down because that's what it's designed to do and you can't get out. Although the windows these days are pretty easily breakable compared to what they used to be. I don't know. Does anyone else notice that we have thinner glass now than we used to for windows? I have. I've noticed. Danny D. Urbina said, breaking newly released surveillance footage from January 6 reveals Pelosi staging Capitol evacuation with the camera crew. Let's have a look from the beginning. Where is it? Okay, nice and relaxed. No one's in a hurry. There she is. Pelosi. Her daughter's got the camera. Staged. This is apparently hours before, or an hour, a few, I don't know, beforehand. No one's running around, no one's panicking, it's all pretty relaxed. Her daughter got the magic shot. Look, look, there she is. Her daughter's getting the magic, oh, here we go. Gotta look busy. Look busy because you do nothing, but anyway, look busy. They do nothing but destroy the country anyway. And now where we go? Now we're going down this hallway. Got to make sure you get that footage. There's the daughter again. Okay, there she is. Oh, quick, quick. Make it look real. Oh dear. It would be funny if people weren't locked up for it. The famous artist Birdie something or other, Rose? Okay. A non-binary person my age once claimed that I'd sent her into a suicidal spiral of dark depression because I didn't say hello to her at a festival after she slagged me off to my fella. That's what we're dealing with. Narcissistic, immature, entitled, spoilt brats who are apparently supposed to be adults. The next generation needs to be better than this because it's so painfully embarrassing. Let's make resilience cool again. I'm all for that. She badmouthed you to your boyfriend and is severely depressed and upset when you refused to engage with her after she attacked you first? Yes, and people here, not you, are upset at me for not being more understanding and wanting to help her. Oh dear. Il Donaldo Trumpo said, boom, a hole in one. Ready for it? Ready, ready, ready? Hang on, wait for it. Oh dear. No, seriously. Trump was interviewed and asked about Biden falling over and he just said, I hope he's all right. Yeah, he'd have to. He has to say that. Liz Churchill said, we don't know when the WEF, UN, WHO will launch their next attack. However, we know what cards they can play. Another pandemic, cyber pandemic, power grid shutdown, acceleration of child trafficking with the open borders, nuclear war with Russia, fossil fuel shutdown, disruption of food supply, while simultaneously blitzing us with demoralising psychological warfare that embraces bizarre transgender liberation. Clown world, upside down world, Twilight Zone. Rise Melbourne said Saint Etienne, France. I don't know how to say that. Boom. This is how it's done. The people stormed council offices demanding the resignation of the mayors who have been indicted in a sex tape blackmail case. Do whatever you can to disrupt their plans. And this goes on for a few minutes. A mayor who's been indicted in a sex tape blackmail case. Oh, interesting. You mean they do things like that for blackmail? The whole world's run on it. Oh dear. Rad said, goodness, Sophie. what's this? In their 40s. Of the 3 million Australians with HECS help debt, 60% are female and they hold 58% of the total debt. Sophia Valstro has a Bachelor of Music and is halfway through a Master of Divinity after an earlier change in degree. It has meant her HECS debt has passed $80,000. What the hell is a Master of Divinity? Can anyone explain that one to me? A Master of Divinity. Never heard of that one before. The turkey is banging on the back door. Elon Musk said, replying to Robbie Starbuck, we're updating the system. I've already read that one. David Morgan said an officer from South Wales Police just paid a visit to my home, not to be mistaken with New South Wales. This is South Wales over in the UK. Alleging they've received a series of reports of hate being posted on Twitter by this guy here. I asked to see some examples and predictably was not given a single one. I said my intention is to educate, not to spread hatred. Their words were, it needs to stop, and I was threatened with arrest if it doesn't. There will always be someone who gets offended. Our police forces have abandoned fighting crime and turned into the Gestapo. The UK no longer has free speech. Should this progress further, I'll be more than happy to fight my corner because there is an abundance of legal precedent demonstrating the police do not have the right to persecute peaceful citizens for expressing their opinions. Same goes for Australia there. And I had an argument with YouTube on Twitter. I wanted proof of why my channel was taken down and they still couldn't give it to me. Yes, I was a bit of a smarty pants. I was trying to be a Karen and I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. And I feel sorry for anyone named Karen or even like the other day when I said Debbie Downer. I'm sorry anyone whose name is Debbie or Karen, because why are people's names now being used as slurs? I thought about that afterwards. I felt really bad. And I thought, really? Any Debbies out there or Karens out there? I feel really bad now. When did that become a thing? Anyway, Julia said, Sean Hannity asked Trump if people would just tone it down a little, if people would just stop name calling, what do you say to them? Trump replied, are you ready? Then he explained he was under siege for 8 years. If I wasn't tough, I wouldn't be here right now. If I didn't fight back, I wouldn't be here right now. You people, you need people to have courage because if you don't, you're going to lose your country. Exactly. You need someone with the balls to stand up and do it. Meanwhile, in Melbourne, and this person said, Jesus Christ. Oh, no. Oh. That doesn't look real good. Has he got an injury on his foot? Oh, that turkey's loud. Oh my God, he's going to wake my son up. My son's going to get cranky with that turkey. Whoops. Thomas O'Connor said, what kind of heel is on his shoes? I've never seen one like that. Serious question. Are these some kind of stabilisers on his shoes? Non-slip things? Does anyone know what these are? He's not trying to make himself look tall or anything. Obvious, well, who knows? It's more, to me, it would seem more like a non-slip thing, kind of thing. Dr. Keck said, long-awaited, highly sought-for, frazzle rip files. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I can... It all started here. Anthony Weiner, Democrat, former US representative in New York, husband of Huma Abedin, chat room enthusiast. September 4th, 1964, is an American former president, who's a politician, sorry, not president, jeez, who served the US, don't wish that on the US, who served as the US's representative for New York's 9th Congressional District from 1999 till his resignation in 2011. A member of the Democratic Party, he consistently carried the district with at least 60% of the vote. Weiner resigned from Congress in June 2011 after it was revealed that he sent sexually suggestive photos of himself to different women. Underage too, I heard. Okay, Anthony Weiner on May the 27th, 2011 used his public Twitter account, Anthony Weiner, to send a hot link to an innocent young woman who happened to be following him on Twitter. The lady slowly clicked on the link. Boom, there it is. Weiner's Weiner. Pale, disgusting and very greasy. Lucky we don't see it. The innocent woman was disturbed, flabbergasted. The man she'd once thought was a successful politician was now a complete pervert. She needed to tell someone. There was no way she could let him get away with this. Weiner would then announce his resignation from Congress on June 21st. 2 years later, on July the 23rd, 2013, just when Anthony Weiner's first scandal died down, a second sexting scandal was on the horizon. Weiner was, at this time, running for New York City mayor and trying to get his life back on track. Weiner's goals were high, but couldn't shake his perverted ways. This time, Weiner, who went by the undistinguishable alias Carlos Danger, sent an explicit photo to Sydney Leathers. Sydney, who was 22, once supported Weiner's politics. She made the mistake of contacting him to express her disapproval of his extramarital behaviours. So he sent her one too. 3 years later, on August the 28th, 2016, New York Post reported that disgraced former official Anthony Weiner had been involved in yet another sexting scandal. This time Weiner sent a picture while he was laying on his bed with his baby son. He was soon after split with his wife, Humour. I'd say his baby is there. After long and painful consideration and work on my marriage, I've made the decision to separate from my husband, Anthony, and I remain devoted to doing what's best for our son, who is the light of our life. During this difficult time, I ask for respect for our privacy. Your public figures, love. In September of 2016, claims were published that Weiner had engaged in sexting with a 15-year-old girl from North Carolina. Plus, devices owned by Weiner were seized as part of an investigation into this incident. The report prompted a criminal investigation and Weiner's laptop was seized. Oh dear. I'm in the hot tub just saying. That's hot, really. That was Anthony Weiner saying he's in the hot tub. Oh, that's hot, literally. Sorry. Then he takes a picture and this person said, I'd like to come join you. How did you sleep? Not great. Woke up very eager. I'm sure you did. Anthony Weiner said, I'm going to try too. The person said, guess I won't be alone. Anthony said, just you and all the wondering eyes. And the person said, haha, so you're a dad, have any plans with your son? Anthony Weiner said there was snow stopped and the wind is done, so probably a bust-out snow play day, 25 inches on the ground, was fun. Okay. Anthony Weiner exposed, New York Post, Battle of the Bulge, Weiner exposed, admits could be my Weiner in Twitter pic. The Weiner's got a Weiner. Who knew? Pop goes the Weiner. A stroking gun. I'm sure he was. Pop goes the Weiner. Selfie. Okay. Sick Weiner pleads guilty to sexting minor, faces hard time of 21 to 20... It's that hard time, is it? 21 to 27 months in jail. Humour finally files for divorce from Perv. Is there another one? Hard copy. Humour sent Weiner classified Hillary emails to print out. Humour's not innocent. Weiner's arrest, and then criminal investigation, laptop seized. Emails that were pertinent to the Hillary Clinton email controversy were discovered on the Weiner's laptop, which prompted FBI Director James Comey to reopen that investigation 11 days before the 2016 US presidential election. The laptop was said to contain a file named Insurance Policy. A file by the name Frazzled RIP would be found. It would get out that many officers that witnessed the video's shocking content became sick, vomited, and suffered hysteria. Oh dear. Is that what I thought it was? It would also get out that many officers that witnessed that suddenly died from suicide. What's going on? My phone's making noises. Out of the 12 police officers that viewed Anthony Weiner's insurance file on his laptop, 9 of them have committed suicide. And there's more Google links here. The video is said to be a video of a Democratic presidential candidate, Hillary Clinton and aide Huma Abedin, who both are assaulting and taking the life of a young girl. Hillary holding the girl down by her neck in this part just started torture before removing her to a table out of view. The guy is in the shower to the left, possibly sedated as he didn't move much. They also cut off and wear her, like, you know, these weird surrealist masks that they say. How do we know these aren't real, people? Because apparently that's what happened. They wore her face. Okay. So there you go. I'm going to share that on Twitter. Don McRae said, threat proof that Obama's the greatest president of all time and helped black people more than Donald Trump. And this is how he's getting the leftists to read his posts. On May 27, 2010, Washington, D.C.-based investigative journalist Wayne Madsen made a shocking disclosure concerning Obama's membership in Mans County, a homosexual club in Chicago. Washington insider, Obama member of Chicago Gay Men's Club. Are these real? Is that a real photo? They just planted them in there. The Wayne Madsen report is mainly subscription news site, $7 per month for a reader. Okay, on May 24th, 2010, WMR had a blockbuster report for subscribers only, which claims that Obama's a long-time member of a gay man's club in Chicago, of which his Chief of Staff, Rahm Emanuel, is also a member. And I did show this film clip the other day of this guy saying that he had coke with Obama and stuff like that, so... On June the 18th, 2008, Larry Sinclair alleged Obama's sexual encounters with other men, including known DC politicians and Donald Young, the openly gay choir director of Jeremy Wright's Trinity United Church of Christ, Black Liberation, which Obama was a member for around 20 years. Larry Bland and Nate Spencer were two more openly homosexual guys in Wright's congregation. In late 2007, as Obama started his journey to become the Democratic Party's presidential candidate, all three individuals conveniently died within 112 months of one another, or within 12 months. Trinity Church members reveal Obama's shocker. After nearly 4 years in office, many Americans still express frustration. Much about Barack Obama remains a mystery, as establishment media remain incurious about the Democratic president, while seemingly ready to dispatch crack investigative teams at a moment's notice to probe into the personal lives of Republican figures, such as Sarah Palin. Largely ignored in 2008 was research by the Hillary Clinton campaign based on contacts developed with members of the church Obama attended for 2 decades, Trinity United Church of Christ in Chicago. This is the first of a series of, and that's where it ends. On November 17, 2007, Bland was executed. On December the 24th, 2007, Young was executed. And on December the 26th, 2007, Spencer allegedly died of septicemia, pneumonia and HIV. Click the Alt button on any photo in this thread for sources and additional information. Wow. A lot of information there. Madam killed, protect politicians. Obama caught up in gay murder scandal. How much does he really know? Death certificates of murdered Donald Young and Larry Bland, both from Obama's church. Multiple gunshot wounds. Multiple gunshot wounds. And they're both different people. Died the same way. They were Obama-sided. On July the 19th, 2010, Norma Jean Young, Donald Young's mother, who is in her 80s, spoke out about her thoughts that her son was killed to preserve Obama's image and ensure his political future as president. Mum fears son was slain to protect secrets of Powell, who became president. Who is Barry Soetoro? Barack Obama had to submit his personal information under oath when being sworn in as attorney in the state of Illinois. In his registration, he used the name Barry Soetoro. Judge Joe Brown was cancelled after revealing President Obama's history in 2011. Barack Obama's school registration in Indonesia plainly lists his name as Barry Soetoro, an Indonesian citizen. Later it was revealed that he attended Occidental College in Los Angeles, California, under the name Barry Soetoro. There was an item in the notebook of the California legislature about funds provided to foreign exchange students, including one Barry Soetoro from Indonesia. The media has forgotten their previous coverage of who Barry Obama is. LA Times, January 29th, 2008, and New York Times, January 17th, 2009. Occidental recalls Barry Obama. Going places, Barack Obama, the freshman. Exhibition of photographs taken when Mr. Obama was an undergraduate is up through July 18th at M+B Gallery in Los Angeles. Nobody in public office will ever admit to giving thought to how they look. The reasons are too obvious to detail, but by now most people are in on the fact that the clothes function like identity flashcards. Politicians obviously know it, and some of them even act on the knowledge. President Obama is one. Barack Obama has a certification of live birth, COLB, not a birth certificate, which does not show natural-born US citizenship. Births registered overseas or outside a hospital in Hawaii can get a certificate of live birth within a year. Hawaii residents get an official COLB. Barack Hussein Obama. And I remember seeing a video that used to be on YouTube a long time ago where someone got the actual birth certificate and took layers off it through a computer program. You could see where the layers were done. Okay, Dr. Chiome Fakino, Hawaii Department of Health Director, released a statement October 31st, 2008. Dr. Fakino stated she personally observed and confirmed the Hawaii State Department of Health has Senator Obama's original birth certificate on record. Is that the one who died in the plane crash? Dr. Fakino did not answer lawsuit, and press queries being on record might suggest that its contents are in the department's computer database, or there is a physical vault original. The report does not specify that for a record birth certificate is a live birth certificate. Which one died? Was one of the ladies, I think a lady that signed the birth certificate? Plane crashed, and they all survived, including her, but then there was weird footage, looked like divers come from underneath and grabbed her and pulled her under. I don't know, it was weird. Barack Obama claimed he went to Pakistan to visit his mum in 1981. There's no record of Obama ever having had an American passport prior to receiving one after becoming a US Senator. Here is his mother, Ann Dunham, in Pakistan in the 1980s. President Obama would not have been able to enter Pakistan with an American passport since Pakistan was in turmoil and under martial rule in 1981. It was also on the State Department's list of prohibited countries for US citizens to visit. Tensions were very high at this time. If he couldn't enter Pakistan with a US passport, he may have gone using an Indonesian one. However, you can only get one if you're an Indonesian citizen. Under Indonesian law, when a male acknowledges a child as his son, Obama, he's then considered an Indonesian citizen. So there you go. Whether you're a Tamura or a Ching or a Obama, we share the same world. John Barry. Oh. Obama's stepfather, Paklolo Soetoro, was an army geologist who subsequently worked for Mobil Oil as a government relations consultant. I knew that was coming. Obama portrays Soetoro as polite, even-tempered and approachable. It has even been confirmed that Obamas are related to the Bushes. What about the oil? This is where Bush comes in. Paklolo Soetoro was working for the Bushes for almost his entire life through the oil industry. What is even more interesting is the fact that the mainstream media confirmed that Bush and Obama are cousins. That is why they were always so close. My phone keeps making noises. Barack Obama used the LGBTQ community as agenda pawns along with BLM and other social justice movements. They used white guilt and accusations of racism to silence any criticism. Obama's alleged gay past would have made his next move predictable. He never came for black people. For Obama, Rainbow, the White House is a moment worth savouring. I looked up to Obama. It hurt me as I watched how he ignored us and continued to push social justice when we were begging for real peace and equality. On July the 3rd, 2014, Joan Rivers said this about Michelle and Barack. Michael. It would be her last after her cardiac arrest in September 2014.
Ms. Rivers, how are you? You made a ton of news officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I am so excited.
Okay.
And I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman
we
president?
already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay. She does it.
And then she died. Democrats are mastered of altering and hiding history. It's their greatest weapon. If we don't know where we've been, we can't predict where they're taking us. Under Obama, division reached new levels by design. He played with our emotions and used them. US court appeal. Barry Soetoro, in his capacity as a natural person, de facto president and posse, and as de jure president and posse, also known as Barack Obama et al. Black people got angry under Obama's presidency, and how did he respond? Income in the middle-class Americans' earnings dropped by $4,300 after his first term. Obama wanted more government and more control, which is why he was focused on Section 230, but not us. After a run of unsuccessful African-American presidential contenders, Obama seemed to have the necessary temperament and instincts. He was an inspiration to minorities without engaging in the ugly racial politics of Jesse Jackson, Carol Moseley Braun, and Al Sharpton. During Obama, 70% of African Americans, compared to just 36% of white Americans, felt that racial discrimination is a key reason why blacks have a tougher time getting ahead. Why did these polls start coming out during a time when a black man was in office? It was actually the Democrats holding you back, guys. Sorry, but it is. Okay. What note? Whites and blacks, include only non-Hispanics, figures combined result from two questions. The first asks whether or not our country has made the changes needed to give blacks equal rights with whites. The second asks those who said the US had not made the necessary changes, if those changes would eventually be made or not. Other includes voluntary responses of both or neither in the first question and don't know, refused in either question. Okay. Why did Obama choose to insert race in such a divisive manner in such a divided country? He did so because he recognises that no matter how clearly he appeals to black voters on the basis of their claimed group interests, his Republican rivals will never play by the same rules. And thank you for continuing to support. See, so he puts like Donald Trump's name in there to get the left riled up so they read it. It's had 2 million views. This is what's working. King Jimmy said 45 just gave Kaylee McEnany the nickname Milk Toast. The correct spelling is Milk Toast. Q is the typo, and one hit for K. He also mentions 34 being the correct poll number. Drop 34 is... Hang on. What is 34? My fellow Americans, over the course of the next several days, you will undoubtedly realise we're taking back our great country, the land of the free, from the evil tyrants that wish to do us harm and destroy the last remaining refuge of shining light. On POTUS order, we have initiated certain fail-safes that shall safeguard the public from primary fallout, which is slated to occur 11.3 upon the rest announcement of... And 11.3 and 11.4 might not actually be dates. They're markers, apparently. Upon the arrest announcement of Mr. Podesta, actionable 11.4, confirmation to the public of what is occurring will then be revealed and will not be openly accepted. Public riots have been organised in serious numbers in an effort to prevent the arrest and capture of more senior public officials. On POTUS order, a state of temporary military control will be actioned and special ops carried out. False leaks have been made to retain several within the confines of the United States to prevent extradition and special operator necessity. Rest assured, the safety and well-being of every man, woman and child in this country is being exhausted in full. However, the atmosphere within the country will unfortunately be divided as so many have fallen for the corrupt and evil narrative that has long been broadcast. We will be initiating the emergency broadcast system during this time in an effort to provide a direct message, avoiding fake news, to all citizens. Organisations and all people that wish to do us harm during this time will be met with swift fury. Certain laws have been pre-lifted to provide our great military the necessary authority to handle and conduct these operations at home and abroad. Interesting. Jill Biden said, I'm on my way to the Middle East and North Africa to build on our long-standing partnerships and meet with young people across the region to discuss how the next generation can thrive. Why? Is she going to kidnap and take some kids? Is that why she's going there? A lot of people are calling her out too in the comments. Better leave all of that to the politicians. Flying around is bad for the environment. Just stay home, save us some money. Maybe make some Skype calls or something. Bigfoot said, Jill, slavery in the United States ended in 1865. I don't think you're allowed to do that. Patton's Fortitude said, America, Banana Republic, FLOTUS, I'm going to Africa. Chris said, you should go to Chicago, my guy. Johnny Shmoo said, not a doctor. Hooker said, stay away from the kids. Fix the border, save those kids. Also, where is that $85,000 that went missing? Or 85,000 that went missing? Is that people or dollars? Jerry said, do us all a favour and don't come back. Rissa asked, can they keep you? Space Ninja said, feels so much better now. Hey, don't forget to tell the Arab children all about gender reassignment surgery. Their parents will love you for it. I was having fun in the just reading the comments. Dr. Keck said, whistleblower exposes Federal Reserve. She was then murdered. Okay, let's have a listen to this one.
What is going on?
This is an
right
absolute
now with
wonderful
our Federal
interview. Check
Reserve
this out.
What is going on right now is that paper currency never works. It always crashes. And we are just at the moment that we have the time to convert that to treasury dollars. And this is exactly what Ronald Reagan was trying to do when he did a study, and he found out that 100% of our income taxes are leaving the country and going to the bankers.
Yep, he wrote a whole report on that.
That's what John F. Kennedy was doing. And John F. Kennedy, he had accessed the wealth of the world and the gold that we're supposed to have. The Federal Reserve does not have the gold that the United States is supposed to have backing its dollar.
Yep, that's also a fact.
That gold is there, but it's not going to be backing the Federal Reserve note. And so we have got to transition very quickly to the real currency in the United States. And Ronald Reagan printed that currency. It's there waiting for us. And we just simply have to exchange it, very simply. And we will not have any economic dislocation. Otherwise, you better believe this country is not going to have any more military might. If we stay with the Federal Reserve note, we will have lost our standing.
Y'all check out Title 31. They rewrote it at the end of March.
The Federal Reserve note is no longer what's called international reserve currency. That means that the countries are using other currency in their international trade. The BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, that's 25% of trade. They're not using the dollars with their own trade. And 133 developing countries, that's the group of 77, they've announced that they're not going to be using dollars in their international trade. Now, one of the things, getting back to what I was doing at Yale Law School, between my junior and senior year, I wrote a paper on how that coalition of the developing countries, called the G77, was was developing. I went to the UN between my junior and senior year at Yale and wrote a 200-page paper on that. I think that was also one of the reasons I was brought to the World Bank by Ibrahim Shihada. He was an Egyptian lawyer who had been the general counsel of OPEC. That's the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. And he might have realized that I was somebody who was very interested in the real mission of the World Bank. Now, the World Bank has been hijacked. It's been hijacked by a group that is called the Network of Global Corporate Control. It is a group that was studied by 3 mathematicians at the Federal Institute of Technology, and they found out that this group controls 40% of the assets of the 43,000 companies on the capital markets. And what it does is it takes the same directors and puts them on interlocking boards. So,
oh, I don't even know where I was up to.
Of the World Bank. Now, the World Bank has been hijacked. 40% of the assets of the 43,000 companies on the capital markets. And what it does is it takes the same directors and puts them on interlocking boards. So they have 10 times their economic might. And they didn't think anybody was going to find out about them, but we did. And this group has come into the World Bank, and it's also come into the United States, and it's
They've been here in the U.S. for a while.
Capture. It is buying off the politicians. What they do is they print dollars, and they spend them to buy the politicians. They get to keep the difference between the amount that it costs to print the dollars and the face amount of the dollar. And then, to add insult to injury, they charge us interest on country debt. That's called usury. That means that people are working 3 months out of the year to pay the bankers on a scam. They have no right to keep that seniorage, and any president that tried to end that scam, that's what happened to Abraham Lincoln. That's why he was shot. So any president that tried to end that scam was sent off. And people have said, well, Karen, if they can get rid of presidents, how come you're still around? And the reason is, first of all, because I have just been following the rule of law. It wasn't very easy to get rid of me. And frankly, the problem isn't something that I've invented. It's a real problem. So if you get rid of me, you haven't gotten rid of the problem.
Thank you for your service, ma'am.
The problem. And they were trying to cover it up. So it wasn't going to help them.
And now she's gone. So that was the end of that one. Okay, I mean, therefore I am, said Must Watch. Mind-blowing 1958 speech of Robert Welsh, who predicts an insider's plan to destroy America and how to combat anti-American conspirators. Please share this speech and hope it sends out a ripple of hope in the world of injustice and corruption. Oh, this is a long one. Hang on.
A part of that plan, of course, is to induce the gradual surrender of American sovereignty, piece by piece and step by step, to various international organizations, of which the United Nations is the outstanding but far from the only example. Now, here are the aims for the United States. 1, greatly expanded government spending for every conceivable means of getting rid of ever larger sums of American money as wastefully as possible. 2, higher and then much higher taxes. 3, an increasingly unbalanced budget despite the higher taxes. 4, wild inflation of our currency. 5, government controls of prices, wages, and materials, supposedly to combat inflation. 6, greatly increased socialistic controls over every operation of our economy and every activity of our daily lives. This is to be accompanied, naturally and automatically, by a correspondingly huge increase in the size of our bureaucracy and in both the cost and reach of our domestic government. 7, far more centralization of power in Washington and the practical elimination of our state lines. There is a many-faceted drive at work to have our state lines eventually mean no more within the nation than our
Oh my goodness, Twitter can't stop doing this, can they?
modern warfare. The beauties and the absolute necessity of peace. Peace always on communist terms, of course. And 10, the consequent willingness of the American people to allow the steps of appeasement by our government which amount to a piecemeal surrender of the rest of the free world and of the United States itself. So brush the insider's dust out of your eyes, my friends, and the communist soap suds out of your brain, and ask yourselves in all honesty, what on earth is wrong with the United States simply minding its own business? Or with having its foreign policy function primarily for the safety and benefit of the American people. Which is exactly what we had done for the first 140 years of our existence as a nation, to the incredible advantage of ourselves and everybody else. Everybody, that is, except a numerically small clique of power-lusting conspirators who had somehow inflicted themselves on a gullible world. While we turn to a very brief summarization of what we hope the John Birch Society will help and even sometimes lead the American people to accomplish during the next 15 years. 1, our first and most important specific undertaking should be to restore the complete independence of the United States. This includes our resolution to get us out of the United Nations and get the United Nations out of the United States. Two, we must once again make our money freely redeemable in gold at some realistic price. And we must take all practicable legislative steps to prevent a recurrence of the enormous thievery and other subversive crimes that have been perpetrated on the American people through a contrived inflation by every president from Franklin Roosevelt through Richard Nixon. 3, we should reduce the number of government bureaus, of government civilian employees, and the whole quantity of government by at least 50%. And we should achieve at least this much reduction in proper fashion through gradually convincing a majority of the American people of the wisdom of such a course. 4, we should withdraw all American troops from every spot on earth that is not American soil, except when and where such troops may be required, as decided by Congress, to protect American lives and property from criminal vandalism. 5, we should get government out of the areas and functions and activities where government does not belong. Again, all steps to this end should be taken gradually, but nevertheless just as rapidly as enough of the American people can be persuaded to support such progress. Any such achievement will require a truly massive educational force, but that's exactly what we hope to build during the next 15 years. We could go ahead for at least 100 numbered items, but the John Birch Society will undoubtedly force, but that's exactly what we hope to build during the next 15 years. We could go ahead for at least 100 numbered items, but the John Birch Society will undoubtedly be working on more than that many specific projects, which will be laid out in its bulletins before another 180 months will have rolled around. And all of these projects will fit into the general pattern indicated by the 5 major objectives listed above. So let's really wind up this marathon monologue.
So how long has this counter-attack been going? 1958. Interesting. I agree with what he says. In the video, he says the elite plan to do the following: gradually surrender American sovereignty to various international organisations, including the UN, expand government spending as wastefully as possible, increasing taxes on the poor, inflate the currency, centralise power in Washington whilst eliminating state lines. Every point he made resonates with current affairs in the US. America, wake the hell up. World, wake the hell up. So there you go. Dom Lucre said on June the 14th, 2022, Ron DeSantis was listed as a member of St. Elmo Hall Secret Society at Yale. DeSantis was also inducted in Delta Kappa Epsilon during his time at Yale. DKE boasts more US presidents than any other fraternity. Both are affiliated with Skull and Bones fraternity. There you go. I don't know. But a lot of people are saying that DeSantis is one of them. Liz Churchill said problem, WEF will shut down the internet and power grid. Reaction, mass deaths. Public pleads for restoration. Solution, accept the global digital ID, vaccine passport, social credit score, and we'll make sure the power grid doesn't get another internet climate change virus. Doesn't matter what they do, say no. Joey Manorino said boycott month begins tomorrow. Let's see how proud these brands are after 30 straight days of consistent business losses. Target, Bud Light, Coles, Calvin Klein, Nike, Pantene, Dove, Citi, Adidas, Gillette. Again, this is not homophobia, but it's we like natural women and men and don't want to be forced into your world of liberal depravity. Okay, Prue McSween said the people of WA think they're living in a democracy, Western Australia. Reality hit yesterday when the unions decided who would become Premier. A shootout between the Australian Manufacturing Workers Union and the United Workers Union, known as MISOs, saw Roger Cook become a victor, the man who was sacked from the health portfolio and was not up to being treasurer. Good luck with that. Oh dear. Western Australia's been run by unions. Oh no, not this idiot again. Oh, this is actually fake Prime Minister. So this is a, what do you call it? Satire, okay? When I first seen it, it got me. It says, I'm heading on leave with immediate effect. The pressures brought out by online trolls and bots has added more attention to politician roles. I have a look at what people say occasionally. I usually try not to look, but it's quite horrific. Now, people have gone in the comments and thought it was really the Anthony Albanese. Where is it? The parody account continues to take so many scalps. People said, resign while you're at it, reap what you sow, will live the consequences of your out-of-control budget horrors. And I understand, like, just people are fed up. And if they even don't look properly, I understand, believe me. Playing the victim, you get paid enough to deal with it on your just on permanent leave. You're just on permanent leave. You're the only PM I know who acts like man baby. Well, you're reading what every Australian thinks about your ability to run Australia competently, Albo. They have discovered two things. You're not up to the job and you're steering this country straight off a cliff. You're a complete waste of time and a politician. Ian P says he's been on leave since the election. But it was okay to do it to ScoMo, glass houses. Anyway, yeah, it got me at first. John B. Hall, replying to Gavin Newsom, says this is all anyone needs to know about your leadership, Gavin. California lawmakers to honour anti-Catholic sisters of perpetual something or other. Perpetual indulgence member, despite Dodge's backlash. Let's see what this was in response to. What did Gavin Newsom say? Gavin Newsom said, let's take a moment to talk about this. There's a full-throated purge effort. Full-throated? What a word to choose. Purge effort going on here by the far right that we have not seen for decades. They're on a boycott binge and cancel crusade, trying to eliminate the existence of minority communities. Burning flags, banning books. We've seen this before. Can I get proof of burning flags? And it's happening everywhere, all across the country. Woke has become just another dog whistle. We must continue to call out hate when we see it as they keep trying to normalise it. If we go silent, this will only get worse. We cannot become numb to this. And a lot of people are like, yep. Oh dear. You started going after people's children. You crossed the line. When you go down, oh no, on your wife, do you think of Harvey Weinstein? Dear California residents, if you need police assistance, ensure you tell them that robber attacker or rapist is also burning a rainbow flag, because that'll get them there quicker, okay? Oh, and he said there's a full-throated purge. I think you've got your throat full, mate. Anyway, this thing. California's legislature's LGBTQ caucus to honour group at centre of Los Angeles Dodgers controversy. The system of perpetual indulgence. They're mocking nuns. They're mocking Christian beliefs, holding an annual Foxy Mary and Hunky Jesus contest. God, give me strength. God, please give me strength. They're pole dancing on crosses and using the saying, go forth and sin some more. Seriously, these things are slipping off my head. My God. Michael Williams, a member of the group. I can't. I can't even read it. You gotta be kidding me. Really? Oh my God. I'm gonna cry from trying not to laugh. Why? Oh my God. For more than 3 decades, Sister Roma has been one of the most outspoken, globally recognised members of San Francisco's. It's the name. Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Oh dear God. This is insane. Ah. Okay. Honouring the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, a group whose sole mission is to sexualise nuns and mock Jesus, reveals the true depth of hatred of California's elected officials have for the millions of Catholics residing in the state. Mark Trumbull, the Executive Director of the Centre for American Liberty, told Fox News Digital. I can't read the name of it. It makes me laugh for some reason. I feel like that is disrespectful too, because they're making fun of Christians. And I'm one of them, so... But I can't help laughing at the name of it. It's facing serious backlash from religious advocates who refer to the group as blatantly perverted, sexual and disgusting anti-Catholic hate group. The California lawmakers proceed to extend an invitation to one of its members for June the 5th. Oh dear God. That's another reason why I was kind of laughing. I was thinking they're not going to be females. They're not going to be sisters at all. They're going to be brothers. He's come round to the front now, the turkey. He's going to knock on this door instead. I'm sure my son got up and shoot him away from the back door. Yes, here we are. Would you mind if I just went and made him go quiet with some food? I'll be back. I'm going to put an intermission on for a minute, guys. I'll be back. Emails run my life. Okay, they got a Community Hero Award before their June. The Dodgers recently came under fire after announcing plan to honour the LA-based branch of, I'm not reading the Brothers of Perpetual Indulgence, Community Hero Award before their June 16 game. After Senator Marco Rubio and religious groups like Catholic Vote voiced their concern over the award, the team announced it would no longer be honouring the group at Pride event, given the strong feelings of people who've been offended by the brothers' inclusion in their evening. Just days after the decision to uninvite the group, the Dodgers apologised to the brothers and re-invited them to the event, an announcement that garnered even more backlash from the religious community and players within the baseball league. That's why they're not... I just can't even. I'm sorry, I burped. I just can't. Oh, now the cat's trying to get out. Oh my goodness. One sec, guys. Which way am I going? This way? To let you out? Okay, out you go. Okay. Animals, eh? And I got my grandkids coming very soon, so I'm going to have to quickly hurry up with this. Okay. So yeah, this is all anyone needs to know about Gavin's leadership anyway. And Rukshan Fernando said, I'll just leave this here. Australian garlic kills COVID-19. We know that. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to leave it there. Where am I? Camera, and bring this back over. Okay. Okay. Hey, Deb, how you going? Hey, MJ, how you going? William, how you going? Selena, George, facts over feelings. Damn it, Mandy was in here somewhere. Xenotron. Dealey, I don't know if I've already said it. Facts over feelings, this guy's 100%. George, the work crowd can kiss my backside. Alex, it used to be lovely and green near me. Now there's housing estate after housing estate being thrown up with crappy materials. Now I wonder if that's for all the illegals. See, that's what happens. Because, see, democracy is mob rule, right? Now, if they can import enough foreigners, the mob rule changes. Or the rules change. Facts over feelings, said MJ. I do the same thing all the time. MJ said, yeah, if the force was with him. Sneaking Snowballs turned down a fitting of a smart meter over a dozen times. Yeah, you had a girl arrange its fitting, you chased her off. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't allow a smart meter in my house. Dolores, how you going? I'm just dropping in to say you're all doing well, been extremely busy and missed a couple of weeks. Have my grandchildren now, so I can't stay on tonight either. God's blessings to all. You too, Dolores. And Deb, how you going? And Alex said, not for us, as no one can afford a house now. Dennis Beers said, our countries have become an industrial blank construction nightmare. Oh yeah, it's like construction going on everywhere. George said, hey, Dolores. And William said, Alex, yeah, exactly what's been happening in my city of Bend, Oregon. They said we were too white and lacked diversity. Now homeless camps are overrunning our town. Wow. Darren says, smart devices are not smart. They're pieces of the plan to connect, thus control every part of your life. Yeah, exactly. Xenotron said, hey, Dolores, stay awesome. Starchild, how you going? Check your donations. What a pain, have lol. I know. It's insane. Seriously. What have I got? I know Streamlabs should pop up on the screen, which it hasn't. What's this one? I did get something the other day. Was that you? From the other day? Otherwise, I don't know, it's not going through. Check your donations, what a pain, Hev. I've checked, nothing's come through yet. William Joseph said they built a bus stop and now 70 people are dropped weekly. Alex said it's disgraceful, William, it's definitely their plan to destroy us, not on my watch. Darren said, King, that would mean nukes are safe because they've been scientifically tested. William said, Alex, yes, it's called weaponised migration. Europe is brutal with it. Yep. MJ said, what they are doing, well, they are doing it in Massachusetts also. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the donations. I've got no idea. I got one a few days ago. On May the 31st. Sorry. Yeah, May the 31st. Nothing's come up yet. Hang on. Let me refresh. No, nothing on Stripe, and so far nothing on there either. Okay, I don't know what's going on, guys. I'd say go through Stripe is the best bet at the moment. But I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, George I thought Pelosi retired. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. She's supposedly leaving. Xenotron said, have the world's running out of the sand used to make glass. I've heard about that. I am Kai said, I'm out. Much love, guys. Oh, you too, Kai. Alex said, I think that's what's happening, William. Xenotron said, not all sand is suitable. Yep, I've heard that. It's been leaked that they eventually want 200 million minimum UK. Everywhere would be like Hong Kong. Xenotron said, one major art glass company closed a few years ago and the demand is pretty keen now with both ends disappearing. Deb said, yes, look, they're all fearing for their lives. MJ said, checkered floor. George said, the UK is struggling, the amount of people we have now. Yeah, that we all are. I understand how you feel. Everyone's asking Kai, please don't go. William said that was really good. Alex said that's like the plane video of Biden falling with Trump. Yep, up the stairs. He hits the golf ball and it knocks Biden over. Hey Robin, how you going? He likes to keep us amused with his golf skills. Flyby Stu, what's happening? Starchild said it's not so bad. Dennis Biss said, yay France, Napoleon Bonaparte would be proud of his people. Everyone's saying, hey Flyby. MJ said, knock knock, who is it? Benny, let me in. Exactly. Flyby Stu said, Alex, having a bad day, stood on my glasses, need a blind man stick. Oh no. I've sat on my glasses a couple of times and thought, oh no. Tried them on, they're alright. The actual lens fell out of them, I had to put that back in. Xenotron said, I have a HECS debt hoping that it disappears when I die. It just wasn't worth it really, and why should my children pay? If it wasn't for diversity, I never would have got in, I don't think. King Snurgle reckons they're going to push Mohammedism. Flyby Stew said, MJ, g'day to ya. Deb said, I've never heard of it. MJ said, it's like stripper names, you get what you get. Hate my name. Lol would pick Debbie or Karen. Yeah, I don't know why they do that to, like, use people's names in things now, because I feel sorry for anyone with the name Debbie or Karen, you know? Because people say Debbie Downer and then people call someone who's chucking a hissy fit a Karen. And now I feel sorry for people with that name. George said during Charles' coronation there was people arrested for speaking their minds and protesting. Alex said, oh no, Stu, hope you managed to get fixed or some new ones. I lost my glasses in the sea once right at the beginning of a 3-week holiday. Oh no. Darren said, names have always been used as slurs like Dick, Proper, Charlie, Peeping Tom. Yeah, I suppose. MJ said Benny's going to bust the door in. Oh, it's ridiculous. My son did get up too. Yep. I don't know what he did, but he got up. Cena said it's a drape robot. Alex said Biden went down like a sack of potatoes. Cena said DARPA. Oh, DARPA robot. Darren said Biden's heels look like hooves. Deb said the turkey must be getting... It is. It's getting bigger. I'm going to have to do some video of the turkey because it's a little fat thing now. Yep. And now I'm attracting all kinds of birds. I'm attracting the magpies who try to steal the turkey's bread and... Audie. Zantron said shoes come with the feet. George said there are a lot of dickheads in the world. Yeah. George said most of them are in government. Flyby Stew got good snacks tonight. Flyby Stew said it's Weiner married to Humour Aberdeen. Yeah. And Humour was part of the frazzled rip. Okay, King Snowball said those are flat soles with rubber heel lifts glued on. Flat heel as shoes cause back pain and affect walking for the elderly. MJ said gross. Michelle Webb, how you going? Flyby Stew said another nonce. Robin said don't watch that video. Alex said I think so. Flyby. Deb said no Shannon today. I'm sure he would have had something funny to say about Debbie. Oh, I feel sorry for you, Deb. Like anyone whose name's Debbie and Karen, and I'm like, that's pretty sad. Lanazi, how you going? Lanazi said decent hands today, yeah. Alex said Humour and Hillary are apparently on the video and Weiner had it on his laptop under insurance or something like that. Starchild said this earth needs an enema. It does. Dennis Biz said Weiner, literally. MJ said I thought Darren would quip in with some humour, Deb. Darren? Flyby Stew said, yo Robin, good to see ya. George said, hi Lanazi. Dennis Biz said, an inadequate man. Xenotron said, King, I'll let us have some fun first. It has to be mocked. Deb said, hey Michelle, Lanazi Flyby. Darren said, I was distracted watching Hev, MJ. Oh, my stomach's growling again already. Shannon, how you going? Humour was upset because they can only sacrifice virgins. Oh. Oh, thank you, Timmy. Hello, Hev. I'm testing both Stripe and Streamlabs. Hope it all is well. Nice to catch your live show. Oh, God love you, Timmy. Well, that worked. Okay. That works. Okay, so the Streamlabs works. And I'll check the Stripe. Oh, God love you, Timmy. Yes, that works too. Thank you for testing them for me. I really appreciate that. God love you. Okay, Lanazi said those shoes were special shoes Michael Jackson wore to do his leading forward. The holes slid into screws on stage. So it's to keep them upright. Is that right? From falling over? King Snowball said, Xena, the other point of the heels could be to lift any stand in Biden up to the correct height if they're shorter. Yeah, that's exactly it. Flyby Stewart had that insurance on it. Yeah. MJ said Starchild and Enema Cleanse of all the shite. Yes. Darren said, I was thinking how sad it must be having an Aunt Weiner. An Anthony Weiner, an Aunt Weiner. Starchild said, no more ignoring the pervs. Time to shut it down, I reckon. I reckon so. MJ said, see, Deb, you are magic, girl. Deb said, there you are, Shannon. George said, the weirdos run the world. Yep. Make asylums great again, I say. Seriously. A lot of people need to be in one, by the look of it. especially the ones in charge. Xenotron said, King, they really have got a whole industry going to keeping up appearances, all to deceive. Flyby Stu said, absolutely fucking shocking. MJ said, Hev, Benny's trying another route. And Shannon said, morning all. And George said, Kilree's an evil woman. And Alex has put up my rumble on that just in case. Thank you so much. And the Odysee. Lanazi went, ooh. Shannon said, it puts the lotion on the skin or it gets the hose. Yeah, I'm really sorry for laughing during reading that. Cis Brothers of Perpetual Indulgence. Once I read the title, I couldn't stop laughing at it. It's ridiculous. Seriously. But then what they're doing is highly disgusting. King Snowball said Biden's heels could also be able to prevent him falling over backwards. Whatever they are, there'll be a reason. And Alex has put up the YouTube links. And Flyby Stu said, yeah, right, Obama's 65 grand's worth of hot dogs and other nonsense. Yep. Hey, Angie, how you going? Made the live late, but you're here. Shannon said Biden just went tits up again. Yes, I've shown the footage, yep. Everyone's saying, hey, Angie. Deb said, hey, Angie. And Angie said, oh, you all made me smile, thank you. Oh, burping and my stomach growling and oh my goodness, why am I burping? I haven't eaten anything. It's because I'm hungry. Okay. Shannon said, that lady that knew about Obama's signature survived plane crash in the water. I saw a frogman drag her under. Exactly, Shannon. Exactly. If anyone watches Deception Bites, no, it probably wouldn't be up on Rumble. It was way before Rumble. It was years before that. She did a whole set of videos on it and showed it. And that lady was fine when they hit the water. And then you've seen the divers seem to come from underneath and take her down. It was a lady who signed, that knew about Obama's signature, yep. MJ said it's so bad, blatantly bad. Yeah, King Snowball, that's exactly what it's about. Maybe all the trans isn't to normalise it, then they make anti-trans laws to stop any discussion, negativity, so Michelle Obama can take over with Barack Obama having yet another term with an earpiece. Yep. Alex said, don't forget to hit the like buttons, please. It just helps the YouTube algorithm. YouTube and their algorithms. I won't say a word. Shannon said they're going to try and slip Big Mike in. Deb said Obama looks Indonesian like his Indonesian father. George said Obama's birth certificate is fake. Deb said that's why Obama has a death count like Hillary. Yep. It's Obama-sided now. Flyby Stu said the register got outed, suicide, and that's it. Yep. Snowball said Shannon no trying. Barry Soweto has Michael slipping in all the time. Alex said I heard years ago that Obama used to be Osama bin Laden. Shannon said 25th Amendment, Joan replaced with Big Mike. Well, you never know, Alex, too, you know. Bit of a, goatee, and you never know. Alex said there are some crazy rabbit holes out there, but I wouldn't put anything past them. Yeah, exactly. Sanatron said, I'm sorry, I do not believe that Obama had a white mother. He had his black man. He did. He had a black father and a white mother. He did. Deb said that's been the plan all along. Zena said maybe your great-grandmother, but not mother. I know a lady who's a red-headed white lady who married an African man, black, and the daughter came out just looking like a dad. So it does happen. Honestly, it really does. It has happened, yeah. Flyby Stew said, so heard he's related to Angela Merkel. Xenotron said, I can't prove that. George said, America desperate for a female president. No, you need Trump back in. With balls. You know? The cojones to get it done. Shannon said, Manchurian candidate. Yep. King Snowball said, white presidents from now on will be banned as racist. Deb said, love Joan. MJ said, cousins. Dennis said, the hospital is on 606 Street. Maria, how you going? Dear Hev, thank you for bringing the truth to people and for making what I always try to tell people and avenge me. Thank you again. Bless you. You too, Maria. And Shannon said, Mohap, Michelle Obama has a pee. Alex said, imagine that though. If that man was supposedly responsible for 9/11 became the president of America, that's like a plot of a film. George said, Joan Rivers always spoke her mind. MJ said, Dennis, you can't make it up. Alex said, poor Joan, she knew about Big Mike and paid the price for it. Dennis Best said, in Mildura, both the private hospital and public hospital, which is across the road from the council tip, are positioned on 13th Street. Flyby Stu said, Angela Merkel, Theresa May's sister, supposed to be Hitler's daughters. There are two sisters, I'm not sure who they are. And Deb said, hey Maria. And Shannon said, now, don't get all wee-weed up, have some okey doke. What's the buzz, y'all? What? MJ said, you want to know Barry go-to Gunner's wife, lips don't lie. Alex said, I like Joan Rivers purely because she didn't give a shiz. MJ said, how snarky, Shannon. Yeah, I thought that's, what's the buzz, y'all? That's from McAllister, Linda Paris, McAllister TV. Shannon said, why aren't I president? This is my stupid face. Shannon said, snarky McAllister, this is gold. She is, isn't she? God love her. And Deb said, yes, she is, Shannon. MJ said, Shannon, love her so. King Snowball said, I don't know about any great militaries left anymore. They must be well hidden. MJ said, thrive what? She didn't help her own kids thrive, quite the opposite. Alex said, paper money is just basically an IOU. Yes. Shannon said, hey, Dennis Biz, I'm 140 Ks from Mildura. Haven't been there for ages since all the COVID border bullshit. May take the kids to the wave pool soon. Cool, have fun, Shannon. Alex said, nothing is backed by gold anymore. Russia has their money backed by gold, though. I think they're going back. A lot of the countries are. Luna, how you going? Hello all, I made it. Even if I'm late, I made it. Good to see you, Luna. Alex said, I hear Venezuela are about to join Brits too, have loads of oil and not much else. That's a rich country that got absolutely raided by the globalists. George said, I don't see UK getting rid of money anytime soon. Charles would love his face on money. Dennis Biz said, hey Shannon, did you hear how during COVID, how the police detained the Aboriginals on the football oval on the border? If they went walk about, the police would track them down. Wow. Everyone's saying, hey Luna, and Xenotron said, just wondering if money with the Queen's head is still legal tender. I don't know. Xena said just, I read that one. George said, yeah, it is, Xena. Alex said, remember when everyone kicked up a fuss when they tried to make us have the euro, George? I hope everyone kicks up more of a fuss this time. Okay. Where have I gone? The chat just jumped. Big jump. Big jump. Okay. Where was I up to? No idea. MJ said, what's in your tea, Hev? No, I just had a smoke before I came on. No. Elena, how you going? I've got your name backwards. Okay. What do we got? Okay, I'm going down this way. Alex said, with some food? No. Love the intermission. King said, trouble is there isn't time left for this to happen. Would have to be done back. We missed our chance. Xenotron said, there was koala in the trees near my cabin last night. I didn't see it, but you could hear it. Really? Flyby Stew said, that's with watching Skippy eat his dinner. MJ said, do it, Hev. Benny. George said, WB, Hev. Xena said, King, I think DJT's executive order has something to do with what's going on. And Deb put some kangaroos in there. And Alex said, no idea. Dread to think they use all sorts of code words. George. Xenotron said, King, it all happened a long time ago. King, just takes time for the plan to roll out. They have 2050 planned. Deb said 10:08 a.m. Adelaide, not moist. Alex said Bella and Mr. Smiggles. Yep, they were both. Hang on. Bella's still there. Smiggles has gone out. Yep. Xenotron said they have over 5,000 new patents that have been suppressed. They have moved on. We're just here to clean up and suffer the collateral damage. George said, not sure I'll be around in 2050. MJ said, why can't they keep their Calbassett to themselves, dress amongst yourselves, ick. King Snuggle said, George, would you want to be at this rate of things going to shit? Deb said, after 3 years at the dentist, I finally have a full smile back. Oh, well done, Deb. Xenotron said, democracy doesn't work. It's usually half the population is unhappy at any time with a decision. Yeah. Yeah, democracy it doesn't work. King Snowball said, I'm not even all that keen on the idea of 2030 because there's a good chance that we could be living in Stone Age, those still around. MJ said, King, don't bring me down. ELO. Don't bring me down. Xenotron said, strange magic. MJ said, Mr. Blue Sky. Kevin said, thanks, Hev. Have a great weekend, everyone. Deb said, maybe that's why your phone is going off with donations. No, it shouldn't. Oh, yes. I have, actually. God love you. Thank you. It was, there was a... Hang on, I think that PayPal one is linked to the Streamlab one. Yeah, I think. Kevin said, oh yeah, I've read that one. Deb said, I love ELO. MJ said, hey Kevin, you too. Xenotron said, Deb, I saw them live in Brisbane at Festival Hall. MJ said, Deb, telephone line. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Oh. They have, ELO have done some good tunes. Deb said, Streamlab has not let me donate. Oh, I don't know. What about the Stripe, Deb? Can you go through that? Deb said, oh my God, that's awesome, Zena. Alex said, did YouTube end up giving you the money they owed you? Haven't sent, not yet. Not yet. I have to wait for the 20th, sorry, between the 20th and the 23rd of this month to find out. And they better. MJ said, evil woman killery. Deb said, all around the world makes me want to dance. Deb said, sorry, Stripe. Okay. I don't know. Oh, I really don't know. Can I move this? Okay, just let me check. Oh, thank you, Carl, as well. Carl and Timmy. Thank you, guys. So that one, those two worked. And the Streamlabs one apparently worked, went straight through PayPal, I think. Oh. Streamlabs support in the corner there. I didn't ask for it, but anyway. Let me see. Yep, that worked. Timmy's worked in through Streamlabs. It may have gone straight to my PayPal too, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do, honestly. And I know my PayPal has my real name on there. Not that I care, but anyway. Okay. MJ said, talk about shooting your own foot. They boot their own income creeps. YouTube. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, they took 30% of everything. So everything everyone was donating, 30% of that was going to YouTube. So that's why they did it now, because I'm not such a big channel, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to give them the chance again. I just can't. I'm not going to give them the money. No. They can just go jump. MJ said, how do you run out of sand? And Deb said, yes, I hope Hev gets the money. Shannon said, Debbie does Dallas and goes down. Oh, no. Oh, no. Flyby Stew said, thinking of going back to contact lenses. MJ said, will she read it? King Snowball said, anyone doing high-level divinity studies more likely look for working on or within the new universal religions planned, particularly in Europe. Shannon said, you didn't all need all that dentist work, Deb, just become a port supporter. Deb said, I'm definitely not a downer. I am too happy, lots of fun. I have my friends pee their pants. Well done, Deb. And Deb said, I'm a Tigers girl and a beware I bite. Yep. That's why I can't, you know, like I said, I think I said during my last stream, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. And then I went, that's slack to Debbie, people named Debbie. And then I thought about the Karen and went, and that's slack to people named Karen. What if they're not Karens, you know? And Debbie Downers might not be, like Debbie's might not be Downers, but why are they called, oh, I don't know. Anyway. Okay. So Deb said, I've never heard of Deb Downer. Alex said, awesome, Timmy. And Deb said, yay, Timmy. And MJ said, Deb, because you make your friends pee their pants. MJ said, I don't know, I think he meant it like that. Deb said, so true though. Shannon said, could be worse, you could have followed Collingwood. They only have one eye, one tooth and one brain cell. Carl said, I just donated through Streamlabs, hope it went through. Yep. Yep, it came through Stripe, Carl, yep. Deb said, yes, all good, very funny. MJ said, Carl, and everyone's saying, yay, Carl. Flyby said, what's got 2 teeth and 100 legs? Jeremy Kyle's audience. Shannon said, burps are just misguided farts. Deb said, I watched Hev on my big TV. Oh, no. Away from the camera a bit. Xenotron said, it's pretty interesting. Pat said, now they say they can transplant a womb. They're coming for women and their children. They want to grow babies in incubators. That's why they're closing maternity wards. MJ said, burps, his tummy upset, hard to deal with. The sicko's stomach literally quivers, probably. Because every time I do this, I burp part the way through it, and it's like, yeah. Alex said, bloody YouTube algorithms. Deb said, oh, I see, it's for Big Mike in. MJ said, she's mirrored deception bites. Is she mirrored deception bites? Not that I know of. She's on Rumble, but I don't think she would have uploaded all those. Like, I don't know if she's uploaded all the previous videos that she had up on YouTube to Rumble, because she had years worth of videos, and it's sad when they get deleted and everything's just gone. But she's on Rumble. Xenotron said Obama was hatched in a test tube. They tracked his father but could never find the mother. So they grabbed the first white woman they could find. It was written. Darren said, it is written. Xenotron said in their plan everyone had their role and that cabal was signed at birth. It wouldn't surprise me. Where am I? It jumped again. Making funny faces at the camera. Sorry, guys. Okay. MJ said, well, Barry doesn't look like his mum. She could have carried but had another egg donation. Alex said, I saw a story ages ago of 2 twin girls born to one black, one white mum and dad, and one came out white and the other came out black. Both beautiful girls, yeah. MJ said, they're weirdos, weird beyond comprehension. Xenotron said, that's what I mean, not her genetics, Alex. Xenotron said, both children black as, even though they're not Obama's children in reality. Alex found an article. MJ said, Hitler's daughters all look very different also. Xenotron said, Alex, I know there are anomalies. But are you willing to take into account the chance of that being so if his parents were owned? It could be, Xena. Look, it could be either way. But I know a couple, and the lady has white, red hair, white as me. Seriously. And and a man from from Africa, I don't know if South Africa or not, but Africa, and he's really dark, and the daughter and the son are both black, like him. So I don't know. It can happen. That's all I'm saying. Is you can have a white mum and be a black child. Shannon said, look at those white walls for the kids to draw on. Oh, God, help me. They should be here soon, actually. I'll have to hurry up. MJ said, Alex, a mum gave birth to twins. They had tried to take one because of genes. She was a twin. The mum, the child was of the mum's twins. DNA, I forget the name, but it was fascinating. Oh, I think I've seen that, MJ. Yeah, they were trying to say that she wasn't part of that family. Shannon said, careful, it may give you chlamydia, filthy koalas. Deb said, I have some chocolate brownie that I can't share with children. Happy brownies. And Deb's laughing at Shannon. MJ said, I wish Weiner and Human got it instead of koalas. Yeah. Alex said, I don't trust any of them, Xenotron. I think at this point anything's possible. Shannon said, are you drugging? Oh, no, don't say that, Shannon. King Snurgle said, everything being seen by the general public, all MSM shite, all political nonsense has become redundant virtually overnight. Flyby Stew said, out of here, 2 a.m. Love you all. Take care. It's getting crazier by the day. It is. Have a good one, Flyby Stew. Deb's laughing. MJ said, see you soon, Flyby Stew. Bring snacks. George said, take care, Fly. Alex said, that's crazy. MJ wouldn't go anywhere near a hospital or doctors now unless I absolutely had to. Deb said, Ruth. Shannon said, I was up to 3 a.m. That's why I slept and was late today. Alex said, I've heard all the stories of birth swap stories in the past. So scary. MJ said, Book of Ruth? What, Deb? Alex said, if you want to donate to Hev, Streamlabs, thank you. Shannon said, Struth. Deb said, I saw Queen of Melbourne in the 90s. Carl said, oh no, I have ELO stuck in my head now. Don't let me down. MJ said, awesome, Deb. Alex said, yeah, they better pay you. That was a lot of money. They don't mind taking the money while your channel was running. Yeah, exactly. Deb said, oh, yes, thank you, Bruce. Snurgle said, two ruling powers, not East versus West, both realising they can't even keep up themselves. The banks is realising that financially. This cannot be dragged back into their favour. The opposite plan to give them enough rope to hang themselves isn't working. It has gone too far. Jab's mode caused too much irreversible damage. I don't believe that, King Snurgle. I don't believe all hope is lost. Shannon said, don't let me down. Xenotron said, Carlo, you've done it to me. I tried to recall the words. Now it's going round and round. King Snurgle said the planned jab antidote doesn't work. MJ said, Carl, go on ELO Bender. You won't regret it. Good music. Deb says, Streamlab is American, so I will try Stripe. Okay. George said, YouTube was a dating site before it came what we know as now. Really? I only remember it as being a video. Oh, but then again, you know, I don't know. When was it made? I only turned up in about 2006, 7 or 8. Shannon said, works for Alexander Downer. Piece of shit. Yep. Zena said, I'm sorry, Hev, but many Karens really are Karens. It goes with the territory. Someone just pegged it and it resonates within our democracy. King Snurgle said, where'd that go? It jumped again. Okay, MJ said, I cannot freaking believe YouTube was a dating site. Freaking ironic. Delo said, I would have never thought of YouTube as a dating site. All the truth's going to be released much faster than was planned. Expect to see things suddenly being made publicly available that would never have been. Because everything that was part hidden for a purpose is now pretty much irrelevant. MJ said, I'd love to find Deception Bites videos. On Rumble. Yep. She's on Rumble. Xenotron said, to make my point, those babies look nothing like either parent. They're a throwback or anomaly. Obama's did ringer of his father. You could be right. Alex said, I heard the Obama children belong to another. Yeah, I've heard that too. That the Obama children are not exactly theirs. They're borrowed. And they look like they're best friends. The adults. The children look like they're best friends. Not the Obamas. Yep. I can't remember their names. The other parents, apparently the girls look more like them than Barack and Mike. Yep. Yep. Xenotron said it's true. Alex MJ said so. King, it's good then. Bull going faster. Whoa, everything in the public sphere is being used for one single reason. It's all just distraction to prevent panic and mass unrest. Alex said, is that what you meant? Sorry, I only just caught on. Yeah, so did I. King Snurgle said much faster, taken off basically. Oh, this is jumping. Xenotron said, King, well, I hope you guys keep up with it all. Dealey said, yeah, I've screenshot of Obama girls with all 4 parents. They definitely look like the real parents, yep. King Snurgle said, I made a major announcement in Heb's last video. Not many were there. Unfortunately, I won't be repeating it. MJ said, King, I'll find it, but you disappear on chats for some reason. Menacing Muskrat said, hello all, what did I miss? We're near the end. Alex said, yeah, I can't remember the other parent's name, D. Lee. Is that what you meant? Xenotron, I got a bit lost. Shannon said, musty socks sends her love. Oh, God loves socks. MJ said, menacing, dang girl, she got to go soon. Everyone's saying, hello, Muskrat. D. Lee said, Alex, I don't remember their names, either do I. King Snurgle, I'm going to do this for Hev, though. This is a promise. I'm going to sneak her a video of real-life alien shapeshifting. She won't be able to share it, but it'll be really change her mind. I'd love to see it, King Snurgle. Xena said, the bottom line is that they are not who they say they are, and they just use plausible deniability to mask everything they do. MJ said, hope is not lost. Suck on it, Barry. You sick F. I saw what you said. Menacing Muskrat said, Shannon, Spear, hi there, how's socks? Shannon said, Obama can only make impacted poo babies. Deb said, see if that works. Okay, I'll check. I think it did. Did it? Hang on. Yes, it did, Deb. It worked. Thank you. Oh, God love yous. You guys. Get this back over here. God love you. That did work, Deb. Yep. Xenotron said, you can guarantee everything they do is to deflect on what they really do, and we're busy unravelling the lies. Xenotron said, instead of finding a new way, not us, but the peeps in the world. Shannon said they just put googly eyes on them. D-Lee said, King distraction to prevent mass unrest about what? Alex said, who is Barry, MJ? King Snuggle said, what's coming? Xena said, they give us a peep show and we try to fill in the blanks. Of course, we are decent and don't think they could be so wicked. King Snuggle said, promise you have within the next 2 months at the very latest, possibly much sooner. Alex said, is that Obama? Obama. MJ said, Alex, Obama Gunner's wife lip reads. I saw the stuff he said. Ah, okay. And Alex said, awesome, Deb. And with that, guys, I'm going to go because my grandchildren will be here very soon. I'll be back as soon as I possibly can. Look for me, not tomorrow, but maybe Monday. And I'll see you then. Much love, guys, and thank you so much to everyone. And I'll talk to you as soon as possible. Okay, outro, where is it? Bye.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright. And for the first time in a long time, I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. and where I'll go in life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago.